Good evening, everyone. Welcome everyone to our assignment briefing session to the program Extended Diploma in Business Administration offered by London Examination Board. Module is Business Economics. This assignment is divided into two. So you have two assignments. Assignment 1 is 50%. Second assignment is also 50%. And then I will also briefly show you the syllabus and in assignment, what are the expectations from you guys. And finally, I will show you the student learning portal whereby you can access all the materials. Let's move on. So business economics, there are basically 4 learning outcomes this module is aiming for. So the student will be able to acquire relevant knowledge about the economics, economical decision, how it is made in managing and making management decisions pertaining to price output, cost behavior of firms, especially in profit maximization, with or without, government or non-government organizations, trade policies, or other measurements such as monetary and fiscal policies. The second learning outcomes is to analyze how the market determines both price and final goods and services, as well as prices and cost factors of production. Third aim of this module is to evaluate the limitation of free market, which lead to the market failures, and its important impact on prices, efficiency of market operation, economic welfare, how the government can respond to the market failures, and the probable solutions. The fourth learning outcome in this module is analyze how macroeconomics or forces at work in open economy determines the level of businesses, economic activities, including its impact on the equivalent national income, economic growth, employment level, balance of payments between international or between two countries, as well as the general price level. Right? These are the 4 learning outcomes the students are expected to achieve upon completion of this module. So these are the syllabus for this business economics module. Before going to the syllabus, we need to know what is economics and what are the business economics, right? Basically, the father of economics is the Adam Smith. He says economics is the science of wealth, whereas the modern father is Paul Samuelson. He said economics is a social science concerned chiefly with the way of society choose to employ its resources, which have alternative uses to produce goods and services for present and future consumption. So economics is the study of the wealth, internally or externally, inside country, outside the country, right? So the first topic is about how market works for the determining prices of final goods and services, as well as the factors of production. Inside this, you will be learning the very important aspects of economics, which is demand and supply. So you'll be learning what is demand, what is supply, demand and supply relationship, and also the equilibrium of demand and supply. Second topics, we are looking into market failures and the economics of the public sector. Third topic is farm behavior in the organization of the industry. So these all three actually is a part of microeconomics. Basically, if we divide the functions of the economics, we actually look into two. One is microeconomics, another is macroeconomics. So the microeconomics mainly deals with this demand and supply, all the internal functions of economics. Microeconomics also studies the decision of individual farms and to allocate the resources of production, exchange, consumption. This also deals with the price and production of a single market and interaction between different markets, whereby macroeconomics is dealing with the overall economy of the country. Macroeconomics also studies economic-wide phenomena such as inflation, price levels, rate of economic growth, national income, gross domestic income, and change of unemployment, even in the international trade and balance of payments, etc. So these are the functions are determined by the macroeconomics. So when we're looking into the determination of macroeconomic variables, so you're going to learn about all these things. Next, you're going to learn about national income determination, whereby you're going to learn about the total revenue of the country, total cost, profit, explicit cost, implicit cost, fixed cost, or variable cost, average cost, right? All these things you're going to learn. International trade and balance of payments. This is another important aspect of economics, whereby there is always trades between two countries, and trade and balance of payments, (COB) is famous, known for this. The last topic you're going to cover is the trade cycle and economic activities of fluctuations, whereby you will see the aggregated demand and aggregated supply, equivalent output, all these things. You're going to learn all this in this topic. You also, the last topic, you're going to cover the trade cycle and economic activity fluctuations, whereby business cycles are type of fluctuation found in aggregated economy activity of a nation, so it's a countrywide. A cycle of economy consists of expansions of occurring at the level of same time in many economic activities, followed by the similarly general decision. But this sequences is change in recurrent but not periodic. Right, these are the topics you're going to cover in this module. A lot of resources or materials, and including textbooks, are provided in your student portal. I will take you through later on. Now, let's look into the assignment. As I mentioned, there are two parts of assignment. Part one is easy to score for you guys. But before that, please bear in mind the submission date for the assignment. It is online submission, and the time is 15th of August before 12 midnight. That is UK time. You need to bear in mind those students are in Malaysia, Singapore, even in Hong Kong, China. You need to check your time, and you have to submit before 12 midnight UK time, right? So in assignment 1, it is very easy to score. Basically, the moment you complete your first topic, I mentioned that demand and supply, all the equations are put here. So this section is very easy to score good marks, right? So there is a chart in the first attempt all the questions. There is no option for you guys. You need to answer all the questions. For number 1, A is using this demand and supply schedule above. You need to put a graph and briefly explain about the demand and supply curve. Is it going down or going up? Is it increasing or decreasing, and why? Question number B is very straightforward. You need to just answer fill in the blanks. The moment you cover your equilibrium and demand and supply definitions, you should be able to answer this question. C is at the price level 13 is a shortage of supply. Again, the moment you understand what is demand and supply, you should be able to answer this. D actually show graphically what happens to the market web music CDs, the price of CDs increase. Again, is either increase or decrease related to your supply and demand. So all the rest of the questions are like this. Number G, you need to again what is the equilibrium and new equilibrium quantity. What is again? This is a very short question answer, and as I mentioned, it's very easy to score. So what you need to remember here, the additional instruction that give references if possible from your textbook while you answer demand and supply related questions, right? And then the font you use for your answering the assignment should be Times New Roman. That should be 12. And line spacing is 1.5, right? So the word count for this assignment is, although it is mentioned 1005, so you should answer all the questions as possible. The word count shouldn't be a problem here. Even lesser also never mind, because you need to answer all the questions. Right, so let's look into the second assignment, then we go to the assessment criteria. So again, the second assignment also you need to submit the same day, which will be 15th of August, before 12 midnight UK time. Here, the second assignment you need to answer very carefully and to score marks as well. So these are essay types of question you should write in a essay format, right? So there are two sections in this second assignment, section A and section B. Section A, all the 5 questions, the word count should be 1000 or plus minus 10%. The first question, is it possible for a monopoly to produce more output and charge less price than perfectly competitive industry? So you need to topic 1 and topic 2, whenever you cover, you should be able to answer this question. Consider the proposition that monopoly will always result higher prices and lower output compared to the competitive market. We know that monopoly is, there is only one person in the market. So you need to show your justification how monopoly will always result in higher prices and why, and give references. Number 3 is explain the concept of under perfect computation. Again, when you read the market, there is a monopoly market, oligopoly market, perfect computation. So you need to explain the concept of the perfect computation. A lot of perfect computation market available in this current market now. So you need to give the concept of this perfect computation and Firms that price takers will while under monopoly, firms are price setters. So you need to justify this statement, give your opinion with the supporting from either textbook, or you can get reference from some other journal or economic article. Number 4 is briefly explain three differences between perfect computation and monopolistic computation. So there is spelling it out. I should briefly. Number 5 is a perfectly competitive firm will produce more output, charge lower per unit price, a single price monopoly firm. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Justify your answers. Justify your answer. So you need to justify with your answer, give your own opinion, and also give references from the textbook or journal. So that's all about section A. You need to answer within the word count of 1000 plus minus 10%. And you should give your references followed by Harvard referencing set. Section B, what do you understand by the macroeconomic goal or objectives? So you need to briefly explain what are the macroeconomic goals and objectives. With the help of example, briefly explain the 4 major macroeconomic goals of your country. So if you're based in Malaysia, you should give based on the Malaysia. If you are from Singapore, you should give based on Singapore, similarly China or Hong Kong. Right? What are the factors which affect the economic growth of a country? So this is a very general question. This also 25 marks, and the word count should be within the 900 words. So both section A and section B total is 2,900 word count. Now there should be minimum 8 references for assignment 1 and assignment 2. Assignment 1 references is not so strict, but we are expecting all of you to follow the referencing for 8 at least, strictly for assignment 2. So basically, assignment 1 and assignment 2 makes your whole module. So you should be able to do it in 2 assignments and follow the 8 references. The font style, as I mentioned earlier, is a New Roman and size should be 12, line spacing 1.5. And margin spacing you should follow 25 mm. Right. In here, you should follow the word count strictly. Plus minus 10% is accepted. If it exceeds 10%, you may penalize, and if it is less than 10%, maybe significantly affect your work as well. Right, and now the assessment grading criteria. There are 3 grades mainly: pass, commendation, and distinction, marginal fail, and poor fail. Right. So let's go to the poor failure. Less than 40 marks is poor failure. Fails to answer the assignment, the question to develop and argue with related to the question set. So those who will get, basically those who don't answer these questions accordingly, and they will get less than 40%, and it's very poorly failed. Second is 40 to 49 shows some awareness and understanding of the factual or theoretical issues, but with the development misguiding evidence. This marginal failure, it shows some evidence of planning, although irrelevant and irrelevant answers or materials used or included. Number 3 is 50 to 59 is pass. This shows a reasonable understanding of your factual or theoretical issues involved. This also shows the evidence of planning and selection of relevant sources. It demonstrates some knowledge of the relevant literature. So the next grading is recommendation. Those who score between 60 to 69, it shows strongly evidence of critical insight and critical thinking. This also shows the detailed understanding of your major text and theoretical issues and directly engages the relevant literature on the question set, right? So this also shows a developed, focused, and clear arguments articulated and clearly stated in your assignment. Those who score between 70 to 100 is the very distinction. This clearly need to show the evidence of wider and relevant reading and engagement with the conceptual issues. This also develops a sophisticated and intelligent argument, shows rigorous use and sophisticated understanding of relevant source materials, balancing appropriately between textual detail and key theoretical issues. Materials are evaluated directly and their assumptions and arguments challenged or appraised, shows original thinking and willingness to take the risk. So these are the gradings. This is how your work will be evaluated, and this is for this two assignments for the module business economics. Now let's move into your student portal, see how you can access all the resources for this assignment. So this is your student portal whereby you should get all the resources to answer this assignment. Basically, in introduction, you get all the information, including your assignment cover page. And session one, basically it starts, you can get all the resources here. You can watch videos as well to support your answer, to understand the topics. So there are total about 11 sessions. All the resources are there. You can also get resources under this button text. There are 3 textbooks, which is you can use for understanding the topics, and also you can use the textbook as references in your assignment. I hope you have an idea about this assignment and how to answer. If you have further question, you can put in our forum, in discussion forum. It can support you more. So I repeat before we end this session, there are 2 assignments of this module, business economics, assignment 1 and assignment 2. Assignment 1 is, as I mentioned earlier, it's very easy to score. It's more towards mathematical questions. You also need to bear in mind that if you answer wrongly, you will get 0 marks. 0 marks. So you need to answer carefully all the questions in assignment 1. If possible, wherever you give reference, otherwise it is relaxed here. On the other hand, second assignment is more towards asset type, macroeconomics. And then you should be able to give your own justification, and you must include the references following Harvard referencing style. You also need to bear in mind the word count. The total word count of this whole assignment you should mention in the cover page of your assignment at the beginning and also at the end. Right, I hope you got all these things and you know how to score distinction, commendation, or pass. These are the main gradings. In case you cannot answer sufficiently, it will be marginal fail and the 4 fail. All right, I hope you guys got all the information for this assignment, business economics. I wish all the best for you, and wishing everyone a good evening. today we will stop here. If you have further question or you need any clarification, please you can put in your discussion forum. We'll try to assist you. Thank you very much.